Welcome to the SLP Stress Management Podcast, your place to manage stress, reduce the risk of burnout, and find more balance in your life as an SLP, as a helping professional, and as a human being. I'm your host, Jessie Andrix, and today we're going to talk about some ways to transition into your summer break with more ease and less stress. All right, so summer break, even when you don't work in the schools, is usually a time when your schedules get maybe relaxed, when vacations are taken, or at least when there's a change. And hopefully, there's time to finally decompress a little bit and take care of you, at least in theory. When you finally get that first day off after the mad rush of doing it all to get there, it could be a little more challenging than expected to just let go. And this goes for shorter vacations, long weekends, and breaks during the year. So even if you're not off for the summer, you may be feeling this when you do get your, week off this summer, or if you're taking a long weekend. Those first few days can kind of seem like this area where you feel more stress than when you were working, or the stress has just shifted into how am I supposed to not be stressed? So I will say I have spent more vacations and long weekends than I would like to admit, stressed and tense, pretty much right up until the last day or two before it ends. When you're used to being productive and going and being very busy nonstop, it is super challenging to do the one thing you've been wanting to do for so long. Nothing. And honestly, with the term nothing, and when we say doing nothing, as a yoga teacher, as someone that teaches mindfulness and meditation and managing stress and reducing burnout, I have a really hard time imagining and understanding what exactly nothing is. Because I still feel like when we're doing nothing, I'm doing something. Your brain and body have been trained to keep going and to keep doing all year long. So even though you're feeling mentally and physically exhausted and drained, actually relaxing and unwinding can be incredibly hard to do. It's not as simple as not working so you feel relaxed. There's a much bigger change and shift that might happen or might need to happen. Otherwise, you could end up spending the summer stressed about your inability to not be stressed, which of course keeps you stuck in the cycle of stress while letting that stress continue to grow. So let's be real. Your brain is probably really full. Your heart might be feeling really full or heavy. It's not easy to just let go of that shift, right? To let go of the things that you've been doing all year and the people that you've been working with. And you probably want to do a million different things with no idea when or where to start. You may not have the first clue on how to relax and let go. What is that doing nothing? Or you might have a jam-packed summer schedule that you're trying to balance and figure out how to work. Maybe there's summer camps and PRN work, or you've got some classes you want to take and you're trying to figure out how to get everyone where they need to be and plan your vacations and get everything ready. So it's just shifted into a different type of doing. It's really hard to shift out of productivity go mode and to process the entire year while also trying to do some other stuff. It is enjoyable, right? Our breaks are enjoyable, hopefully, but really it's a temporary lifestyle change that can be welcoming and still challenging. So to help, you can try using a few strategies to help you shift out of work mode and into the mode for whatever your summer needs. So here are 5 ways to shift into summer mode, your summer mode, however you decide to take it. So one thing you could do is allow some time to shift, right? Because we tend to just say, okay, I'm here physically I'm in this place, so it must mean that I'm ready for it. But it can be a lot harder than that. Summer might start instantly, but you might not be ready in an instant, even when you so want to be. So while ideally you would love to jump right into summer schedules, plans, and sunshine, you might need a buffer to get you there. And if your summer has already started and you didn't get that buffer, it's okay to pause and take it now where you can. If you're feeling this way, try to take a day or two to just have nothing planned. So, in the sense of that doing nothing, it's like, there's nowhere you need to be at a certain time, there's no appointments, there's no schedules, or if you do need to go and maybe drop someone off at a summer camp, or you need to, go and do something, you don't have a lot of other things planned. Or maybe you do some things to wrap up the end of the year so you can be ready for summer. Like, you clean out your office, or you kind of have that like overhaul to get you ready to just sink into summer. Maybe you sleep a little more, or you read a bit. Maybe you grab a coffee or tea and then you just relax for the day. Maybe you go to the pool alone, or you let your kids know that you'll just hang around for the day while you feel less exhausted. So not having to push and go, even if it's something fun that like you might want to do, just having a day to not have things to do where you could just hang around and decompress. It might feel like FOMO, or it might feel like you only have like this much time to do all the things. But having that 1 or 2 days to just decompress, to rest, to take it slow can help you shift into the mindset where you'll enjoy that time later even more. So another thing you can do is to have a transition. So this is just like at the end of your workday. It helps to have a transition point, something to tell your mind to shift over into this new mode and to let the work go. So this is something that I talk about a lot in some of the courses and some of the webinars and CEU courses that I've done. That this is like a way when you're setting up your schedule to help you let work stay at work and be more present at home. So it can be really easy to come home from work and still be thinking about and be mentally at work. Like physically you're in your house, but your mind has not left work. And this is so very mentally exhausting as you try so hard to be present, but your brain is still in the office or at your desk or wondering about the paperwork piles and wondering about your workload or a specific, student or client or patient. The same thing can happen for the summer. Like you're physically floating around in your pool, but your mind is still thinking about how hard the year was, or one meeting that did not go as planned, or how challenging your caseload was, or is, or will be, and all the work that comes with your job. And you start to spiral into all of these things while your body is physically trying to relax, right? You're trying to just float. And you start wondering, is it all worth it? When will it be easier? Is the stress going to continue and get worse? And on and on and on. So it's not an enjoyable float around the pool. Having a transition or something to signal to your brain that it's time to shift out of work mode can help you at the end of the workday, but it can also help you at the end of the school year or before a vacation. So maybe you have like a gathering with your friends to celebrate. Maybe you toast or cheers, or you open your pool for the season. Maybe you write down your thoughts and feelings about the year in a brain dump style journal. Maybe you have a dance party by yourself. Maybe you find a class at the gym that you really want to go to and now you can since it's summertime. So big or small, this can help you make a mental shift. The third thing you can do is to look ahead a little. So, while being in the present moment is absolutely a good thing and kind of like the real goal of it all, right? It can also help to look ahead a little bit because there might be some things that you want to do or places you want to go this summer break. So having this thing or these things to plan and look forward to might be what you need to help you find a rhythm and routine for the summer. It could give you a purpose and a thing to do, not just for the sake of being productive, but to help you feel more fulfilled during the summer break and like you have something that you're looking forward to doing rather than feeling stressed about kind of just like wandering through each day with no aim and feeling like maybe you're wasting your day or wasting your time. So plan a little bit. Find something that you are looking forward to doing or forward to going to do, and have some of these throughout your summer. The fourth thing is along the same lines. Grab a new hobby and keep it going. So this is very similar to setting a goal or planning. Finding a hobby, right? Either find a new one or one to get back to. This can help you to find a way to do that nothing this summer. Because although it is still doing something, technically this is what the nothing is. It's kind of just like being so in the flow with something, or sitting back and finding something that helps you to become almost meditative while you're doing it. Just doing nothing. Doing something that isn't necessarily productive, that maybe the whole goal of it is to just do the thing and not to like have this done at this day by this percentage, right? Not quite there, but to just have something that you enjoy doing and to do it. This could also help you once you get back to work at the end of summer break or after your long weekend break. Having a hobby can help you set better work-life balance and leave work at work, as well as give you that little shift to transition from work to home. So you could get into a routine with it now and then use that as your reason, if you need one, to not work the long hours or to take time for yourself and to have something that you are planning on going to do, right? Something that you are saying, okay, I'm going to be doing this at this time, or tonight I'm going to be working on this after work. And another thing that you could do is to take time to process. So the first thing we did, right? The first thing is to allow time to shift. And this is very similar, but taking time to process. So assessing the year to help close it out and process it all is really important. There might be a lot of things that you are feeling and thinking and still sorting out mentally from the school year. So the 2021-2022 school year was a tough one, maybe the toughest for so many people working in the schools. When you're constantly going to or just going there, just trying to get through, you might not have had time to process and to really let it all sink in or to work through it. You just kind of had to show up and keep going. So that stress may bubble up to the surface now that you have time to sit back and not do anything, right? So this is when the stress may start to show up, even though you're just sitting back and reading a fantasy novel or floating around the pool, or maybe doing both. One thing that can help is to try journaling. One type that is especially useful for this is a brain dump journal, which allows you to unload a scenario or a thought that keeps swirling around in your mind and put it into a new place. Another type is to look at both what is challenging or what was challenging and what went well as a way to look at those things that were particularly challenging and acknowledge them. And then also to see what you were doing well, what is working for you, so you can keep shifting towards those things and recognize them and use them. So if you're feeling a little stressed about the ease of the summer, or maybe the lack of ease that is showing up, give one of these 5 things a try to help yourself to shift into summer mode. And if you want more resources to help, we've got those. So join the Resilient SLP Toolbox for some free resources to help you transition now and all summer long. In the Resilient SLP Toolbox, you'll find meditation audios, yoga and mindful movement class videos, journal templates, and more. So you can subscribe to this free resource and access it immediately by clicking the link below and entering your email. And I'd love to know, which of these are you going to try to help you ease into summer? So you can head over to jessieandrix.com and leave a message or a comment there. And you can always send me a message, jessie@jessieandrix.com or @jessieandrix on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening today. I hope you find ease this summer or with whatever break you have coming up. Love and light to you. Hey, it's Jessie here, and I have a question for you. Would you like to stop micromanaging your stress and feeling like you have to avoid and control it, and instead build some resilience to it? If so, I hope you will join me and check out the monthly workshop series, The Resilient SLP. Each month we dive into a topic that helps you to learn a little bit more about truly managing stress, but also about building resilience around the stress that you face. Because, let's face it, stress is not going anywhere. And there will always be some kind of stress in your life, in your work, and in this field. So if we could build some resilience to it, then you will have the tools you need to not get weighed down and stuck when that stress hits. You can check out more below and send me any questions you have, and I cannot wait to see you in this workshop series.